Extremis, for those who don't know, is in my top 5 episodes of Doctor Who ever, which is like, loads of people are like, what the hell, that's so crazy, it's like the first part of a trilogy, which I guess it kind of is, but I don't see it as that. Like, this could be its own standalone episode and like never be touched again. Like, the monks don't immediately have to come the episode afterwards, even though they do. Like, something like the Minister of War from Before the Flood, that gets mentioned, and the Minister of War, about, 12 years on, has never been brought up ever again. So this could be the same thing. The monks is just a warning for the future that might never come. This episode, looking at it self-contained, is almost perfect in my mind. It has such an interesting premise of a book where everyone who reads the book then commits suicide afterwards. That's interesting. A simulation world of Doctor Who, that's interesting. The Inside the Vault reveal is very interesting, and it's played as a sort of twist of us thinking the Doctor's going to be executed at the beginning. It's great. There is actually a painting in real life, I don't know if it's true, where if you look at the painting it makes you want to kill yourself. I don't know if, like, I've never looked at the painting, but apparently that's like an urban myth. And I'm not sure if there's any evidence on that, so obviously do your research before you take my word as a fact. But I do like the premise of it, and the idea of what's in the vault. It's very Moffat timey-wimey writing of like the starting there and then jumping to present day and then getting like a whole episode that's in a simulated world, was also getting the flashes between. Lots of people slag this episode off for randomly cutting to the Doctor and Missy, and she's having the bits of character development, and then Nardol's there. But I really like that, because I like stories that break your traditional TV writing structure, because so many Doctor Who episodes are the same. You drop into a place and you meet the people from that place, and there's a threat, and you go and confront the threat, and then you get batted away, but then a really clever thing saves the day. Episodes like this, where it's like, we're all in this together, High School Musical style, trying to figure out what the flip is going on, and in between that you get random shots from ages ago for some reason whatsoever. They could have so easily done a big triumphant Pandorica thing of like, what's inside the vault, what is this, bloody bloody bloody. At the time we all thought it'd be the John Sim Master, because we knew that was coming because of the trailers, but no, they just tell us, and I love that, because it doesn't rely on a shock factor. The whole point of the vault up till now was like building hype for what's inside, and I'd be so disappointed if we had to wait the whole series just to find out Missy was in there. But 5 episodes in, I'm content with the fact we just get told what's in there. A lot of people slag it off for that, but I'm happy that they didn't big it up. It really reminds me of the most recent series, Doctor Who, series 15 or season 2 with Ncuti Gatwa, where in episode 1 the Doctor says to Belinda, someone told me about you once, and then in episode 4 we just get told it's Conrad, and he name drops it, and it's in a natural way that isn't so over the top, like, oh, this is the person who said it to the Doctor. Like, it's just there. We were being kept out of the loop of who's in the vault, and now we are inside the loop of people who know what's inside the vault. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's not a big, massive what's in the vault thing, and I really, really enjoy that. And a lot of people slag it off for that same reason that I've just given, but that's the reason why I love it so much. Later on in the episode, Bill and Nardole obviously go to that place, the scientist place, where they get told to say random numbers, and they say the same numbers because computer code is never truly or computer random generated numbers are never truly random. That's great. I love that. I love the Doctor leaving a trail of blood into the portal that he goes in, so Bill knows which ones to go there. Because when I was watching, I was thinking, how does Bill remember to go in which one? And then I saw the blood and I was like, oh, that's how. They could have so easily not done that and just had Bill coincidentally walk into the same one, which is not slagging him off too much, but that is something that Russell T Davies probably would have done in the most recent era. Just like, oh, it doesn't matter, she chose the right door, and that's all that matters. But having that extra bit of detail of the Doctor cutting himself and then having to leave the trail of blood when he goes into the door, it's just extra things like that, little things that make you go, oh, you know what, this showrunner cares. Sorry, Russell, that was a joke. Something I'll give Moffat as showrunner credit for is that, like, every series is completely different. It has a different structure to it than the traditional series, apart from series 5, because he wanted to get people on board from the Russell era. So series 5 very much follows that same thing of like every episode is different apart from the old 2-parter and the 2-part finale. Series 6 completely switches that on its head. You get the 2-part opener, the split series, and the single part finale. Series 7, you get all solo episodes all the way through until, well, even the finale is a solo episode. There's no 2-parters in Series 7 whatsoever alongside the split seasons. Series 8, you go back to no split seasons. You get a completely different take on the Doctor. The episodes are all 1-parters apart from the finale. Then Series 9, you get all 2-parters and then a 3-part finale. And then Series 10 goes back to the similar sort of roots of the Russell stuff of like your odd there's actually not even an odd two-parter, is there? They're all single parts, apart from the two-part finale, which then became a three-part finale, and then a three-part in the middle of the series. It's fresh, it's new, it's different, and I like it. I really like the Monk trilogy, and the monks are interesting, and it's just a clever way to keep the show fresh. That, like, Doctor Who doesn't have to follow the same structure every year, and Moffat proved that. Like, who would have thought to just throw a random three-parter in the middle of a series, but he did it. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. I do really like that Missy's being executed and we find out that the Doctor's there, because they make it out through the voiceovers that, like, the execution of a Time Lord is so powerful. And we just see the Doctor for ages and it makes us think that the Doctor's going to be executed. And then it's like, the execution of a Time Lord must be carried out by another Time Lord. And then you see Missy come out, and you think, oh my god, Missy's going to have to execute him, only to find out, nope, psych, Missy's the one being executed. And you get, and Nardo comes along with the River Song Diary, and he starts reading all the stuff like, love is only love in the final hour? That's not it, that's crap. But it was like, virtue is only virtue in Extremis. And it's so... like, yeah, that's what she'd say. That's what River would say to the Doctor. Where was this River in the Husbands of River Song? Where was that? And obviously the resolution of what is in the book being that this is a simulated world. No one is real. The monks are just testing the real world on us. And the whole lines of, like, the people in computer games, they think they're real from the Doctor and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. And it's just analogies like that that keep the slower viewers, like myself a lot of the time, up to date with what's going on. You don't have to speak technobabble, because the Doctor will speak technobabble and then he or the companion will break it down into human terms, which I really, really like. And I found the resolution really clever, that the Doctor was filming this and he emailed it to himself, and that Doctor at the beginning that we saw open the email was watching it alongside us. He was watching all this alongside us, and I find that really clever, really good. Really nice. In darkness we are revealed. And Bill says Harry Potter at one point, and the Doctor says language, which I really like as well. And then obviously he calls Penny and blah, blah, blah. That was something I saw on Twitter that it was really clever. The reason that people should pick up on the fact this is a fake Doctor Who world is because the TARDIS didn't translate the Pope in Bill's flat, which is quite clever, quite cool. But yeah, that's what I have to say about Extremis. It's definitely in my top 5. I love it. I feel like I haven't done it enough justice, because I can't sit here and just be like, oh, I like that, and that, and that, and that, because that's boring. So I've kept it quite brief, but I love this episode. If you haven't seen it in a long time, please definitely go and watch it again. I'm not saying you'll love it as much as I do, but I'm saying it's flipping awesome. So if you like Extremis or you don't like Extremis, let me know in the comments. If you're on mobile, near the comments there's a button that says hype. Push the hype button, it pushes my video out to more people, gets me TikTok famous, means the world. If you like the video, drop a like. If you didn't, drop a dislike. That's absolutely fine. The button's there, so use it. Subscribe if you are new with the notification bell on and you want to see more. I upload review videos every Monday and Friday, and I do other videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so tune in for that if you're interested. If you want to leave me some money, that'd be very nice. You can leave a super thanks in the comments. You get your name at the end of the next video, or you can become a channel member. You get your name at the end of every video, alongside bonus content like early drops to these reviews. Bonus Q&A is on the way, and just look into the tiers, but obviously mainly it just helps me out. So if you want to do that, absolutely fine. If not, that's fine as well. Thank you for watching. I've been Sam. I'll see you later, and ta-ra.